I put my estate plan together in one state and then I moved. Do I have to redo it? As estate planning attorneys, we get this question all the time, and it's either when we're setting up an initial plan and the client potentially is thinking about moving in the next few years, or maybe they've already made a move to California and they just need to know if their New York trust is going to work in California or not. And like any good legal answer, it depends, okay? From a starting point, if you have an estate plan together, trust, will, powers of attorney in any state, all the other states are going to have reciprocity with that plan. So from a high level, it's not invalid because you put together a trust in one state and move to another. And in fact, a trust in one state can hold property in any other state. So from a high level perspective, there's nothing wrong with carrying your estate plan from one state to another. Now, that said, it depends because it depends on where you move from and where you move to. So as an example, if you move from a community property state to a non-community property state, or vice versa, or maybe we move from a state that does not have a state estate tax to a state that does have an estate tax at the state level, or even the city level in some cases. Those are going to be nuances where maybe you actually need to make some updates because the laws are so different from state to state. More commonly, we'll see where it's more smaller tweaks, if you will. So as an example, if you move from California to Texas, a lot of that is going to interplay just fine. But in Texas, you need to make sure that we are taking care of homestead rights within the trust so that you can get your homestead exemption on your primary home. And a California trust may or may not have that. It just depends. So a lot of it comes down to when you make the move, find an estate planning attorney in the state that you moved to, someone that you trust to look through things and have a look through your plan. Tell them your goals, and then based on your current plan and your goals, they can then tell you, looks good, nothing you need to change, or hey, we do things a little bit different here in the structure of the trust, or in specific provisions in the trust, or how we fund the trust may be a little bit different from state to state. Having that conversation with an estate planning attorney, wherever you land, will be super important. But as a default, you don't necessarily have to scrap the whole plan and start fresh. Now, part of the other conversation will be where your beneficiaries are and where your assets are and what makes the most sense in a trust administration, whether that's going to be for the beneficiaries to retain counsel in the state that they are, or where the assets are, or if it makes sense to do it where you currently reside. So there's a lot of what ifs there. It's a good conversation to have with an estate planning attorney once you make the move. And then, of course, the last thing would be, how dated is your plan? If it's been a decade or two since we've opened the darn thing, there's probably some updates that we're going to need to make anyway. So it's time to brush off the cover, make those updates as we transition to a new residency. If you're in the state of California or soon to be Texas, we can assist with these kind of things from just about anywhere in the state. So if you have a scanned copy of your trust, all you have to do is give us a call. We'll send you a secure link to upload it, and we can talk through, based on your goals, based on your existing plan, whether it makes sense to make any updates or not.